rearranged the agenda slightly. I'd like to begin with the consent agenda. Could I have a motion on the consent agenda? Moved and second. All those in favor? Aye. Consent agenda is approved. Okay, I'd then like to move to Resolution 090970, authorizing contracts with the financial banking and investment banking intermediaries. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. As we proceed to be able to issue debt over the next several years, things that we have talked to you about in terms of the next project, both in anticipation of a full funding grant agreement as well as financing other of our activities, we always utilize outside financial assistance in the development of those bond issuance. These contracts allow for us to be able to have the contracts in place with Morgan Stanley, J.P. Morgan, Wedbush, Morgan Securities and Cyber, Bradford Shank and Company for investment banking underwriting services. Again, these are contracts that we will utilize only when, in fact, we issue debt and need the financial assistance services that will be provided. We went through a team process to be able to provide for outreach. These are key people, key staff assigned by those firms. We do recognize them as being really very strong firms, and we urge your approval of this resolution. All right. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Discussion?
That's good, Chairman. Fred, are they listed based on any criteria, or is just the way it came up?
Listed
Listed in our
in order?
In order.
No, they're
Morgan Stanley is going to be the lead manager based on the competitive evaluation process, and the others would be co-managers, so a lesser
role to play, but not lesser quality.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 090971, authorizing a contract with Whacking Hut for ticket vending. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. This is normally when you've heard about Whacking Hut issues, it's the Whacking Hut that has provide us with security services on the trains or on the buses or on the platforms. That is not what this resolution is about. It is a very different service. Historically, we have always had the money collection. That is when they actually go out. Oftentimes, in fact, most of the time, it's in the very, very early morning hours before service begins. They service platforms and they service the ticket vending machines, removing the revenue that's there and resetting that. This is a contract that has been in place for many years, and we are urging or recommending that they be continued just as they have been. This has not been a controversial issue. This has been, as I said, for a very narrow element, and that is the collection of revenue from the ticket vending machines. We urge your approval.
Is there a motion?
Yes.
Second? Discussion? Yes.
Yeah, question for you, Fred. I had a question regarding the servicing contract that they perform.
Yes.
I'm going to assume it's just collection of money with respect to the machines.
Yes.
And that's so, and then they also clean the stations and stuff.
No.
That's not part of it.
No, this is only the collection from the ticket vending machine.
Okay. What's sort of been their performance over the tenure of their contract for the last 6 years? I mean, it's pretty good. And any problems?
No problems, very good. It's been very consistent. I mean, this is a very straightforward activity. And obviously, because it involves money, there needs to be two people there to ensure the security and so on, but this has been a very straightforward contract operation.
Okay, further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 090972, authorizing a contract for Max Station completion. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. This contract is really for the design services for the Civic Drive Max Station completion. This is in Gresham. It's an important project that has been able to utilize both Metro and the City of Gresham secured federal earmark for about $1.7 million to fund it. In addition, Metro secured a $2 million MTI, Metropolitan Transportation Improvement Program, MTIP. That's where local funds are allocated. This is really a chance to be able to take that station that has been always planned but not really ever built out. The paths have been there, but to be able to really make it an active plaza. This contract will allow us to be able to achieve that. We urge your approval. It's one that is something that we are working very closely across the whole of the region to ensure that it really does achieve what we really all want it to be.
Move adoption.
Motion, second, discussion?
Fred, I'm trying to picture this platform, exactly what street?
Civic Drive. On Civic Drive.
By the Cal Learning Center.
So the Cal Learning Center, if you think of it, do you know where the Cal Learning Center is? Okay, it's on one side of Civic Drive. The tracks go through that, across Civic Drive, and right there is the platform.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the question.
So kind of kitty corner from Cal Center.
Okay. Well, we're not out of order, Mr. Chair. I know in the past we've had some people come and talk about safety.
Yes.
What are we doing in advance as far as while we're building this? Is there an opportunity to get people acclimated for the safety factor because it's so close to all of these different entities?
We've actually already done a lot. I'll have Steve be able to describe.
What we've done for better ways, we've come out there prior to the refurbishment of that station platform, we put Z crossings in. So we actually make the students now come out of the front door, turn this way in direction of train movement before they cross Civic Drive on both sides of that street. And we're also discussing with the school and the city of Gresham how far down Civic Drive we want the railings to go. But we've got the Z crossings are installed and functional now.
Now, that Z crossing, just for the rest of you as board members, what we really learned, and it is the state of the art in the across the nation safety-wise, is you want people to be able to be channeled so they have to look as they're walking the direction the train is coming, because that then gets them alerted to it rather than just getting across. That's what really is being done here, and this is one of the pieces that Darla Sturdy, when she had come and talked about, the Cal School is in. That has all been now all installed. We completed it about the tail end of August.
So we did, the exception is how long down Civic it will go. Rock Scott's the project manager. He's working with Gresham and the contractor to get it installed all the way down Civic Drive.
That fencing, what it does is, the further down Civic Drive it goes, it's less likely then that students can go around the fencing and avoid the Z crossing to cross the street, really in the street rather than at the sidewalk. And so it's the channeling again to get people to that Z crossing.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 090973, authorizing a change order for transit signage. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members. What we have found both on the I-205 mall project as well as the transit mall project and commuter rail, as we went through construction, we wanted to expand the amount of signage we had at a number of different locations. This change order is not because of increasing costs associated with what was originally bid. This is a direct issue of us asking for more work than was contemplated during the original contract. We have had very good quality work from this firm, and it has all stayed within, Dan, I want to make sure I say that, all within the exact price range, or price quotes that were originally bid. This is really for more work, not for cost overruns. We would urge your approval.
So moved.
Second, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?